All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Talk Tissue. Today, we're very excited to talk to Gianni Gambini, who's the managing director of North America Gambini. Gianni,
Hello,
thank you so much.
Brian. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time and this interview.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of you for some time. I know it's been hit or miss. Everyone's traveling, everyone's working, but Gambini is clearly a very important player right now in North America. So we really want our audience to hear from you and get to know you. I know you've been in Italy and now are you in Green Bay now? Or where are you?
Italy, Lucca. So
Okay.
the company itself, we can just elaborate on history of
Yes.
Gambini. I can start with that if for you it's okay, Brian.
Sure. Absolutely.
So I'm Gianni Gambini. I'm a board member of Gambini and the managing director of Gambini North America, Gambini
Yes.
America. Now I'm in Lucca, but I'm traveling pretty often, like I have done in the last 8 years in North America, mostly supervising the activity we have there, and then, of course, handling sales. The talking about Gambini itself and the history of Gambini, it's a pretty old company. So everything started in 1870, so
1870.
many,
Wow.
many
Didn't
years
know that.
ago, here in Lucca. Of course, back at the time, we were just following the local core business at that time here in Lucca and Monte Carlo. There was a lot of agriculture, so mostly wine, but also oil and general agriculture. So we started to develop some tools, mechanical tools for agriculture.
Okay.
And then we have always adapted to let's say, the core business of the area, growing fast, but mostly trying to accumulate a lot of know-how in terms of mechanical matters in a sense.
Sure.
So we went through being a machine shop of that time here. And that means that it's not like today in which most of the machine shops are very specialized on a specific industry.
Yeah.
Being mechanical and machine shop of that time meant that we were just doing many different things from the first bicycles to automotive. We have made parts for the famous Vespa, the
Oh,
first
wow.
famous Vespa, Piaggio Vespa here in Pontedera. We have made boats to help to work in the river. Here we have Arno, the river that is passing through Florence and
Okay.
Pisa, for example. And we've made then a lot of many different experience in different types of industries, always in mechanical things. And then, of course, that led to automation. So first automatic machines. And that's why we were approaching at first the cardboard industry,
Ah,
and then the tissue industry. In the cardboard, we were famous for developing rolls in a
ah,
sense. It's a very, let's say, a similar machine to, in a sense, to a converting machine
sure.
in that sense. And so we're just making components and roles, and with the experience that we have made on the first automatic lines and different industries developed here, of course, we're just going through that industry, sustaining that portion of the industry. And then, of course, that leads to tissue because,
Yeah.
as you know, in 1960, the tissue industry developed here in Lucca.
Yeah.
And so thanks to all the experiences and all the history that we had at that time in the mechanical field,
Yeah.
my father transformed again the company to move into the tissue industry.
Yeah.
We were working before when the company was still a machine shop in the tissue industry because we were suppliers of embossing rollers.
Yes.
And then that, with the first, let's say, big project for us, the realizing of an embossing, a full embossing unit back at the time for a customer, local customer here. My father in 1989 decided to transform the company and move forward growing in the tissue industry.
Yeah.
And then in 2002, we were able to develop and deliver the first two full converting lines. When we are talking about converting lines, we're saying from the unwinders to the Loxo
Hmm.
mostly. And then, of course, we started to grow in Europe, doing different things, starting from the embossing process. And that led to, of course, giving us space to reach big multinational company, big projects. And
Hmm.
then, of course, that led to deliver lines worldwide. But of course, still the three major markets are the European one, the North American one, and the South American one.
Okay.
Nowadays, Gambini, let's say just to give you some rough numbers, the turnover of Gambini is around 60 million
Okay.
a year. We have almost, let's say, 200 lines installed worldwide.
Wow.
And then, of course, we are in around 200, 250 employees worldwide.
Oh,
A pretty mid-size, good mid-size company
yeah.
with a very, in a sense, rapid growth
Yes.
in a sense, a short amount of time.
Yes.
The talking about worldwide, of course, the headquarter is still here in Lucca, in which we have two main production buildings, and we are in the process of opening the third one because fortunately we need more space
Growing.
and
Yeah.
production capacity
Yeah.
because we're growing. So we're in the process to open the third one here. The main production of Gambini is here, and it's meant to stay here because, as you know, Lucca, in many years, especially on our side, we have developed very good links with the supply chain we have. And that's the only way we have to deliver the quality that our customers are expecting
Hmm.
from us. So the main production is here, and it's meant to be and to stay here
Yeah.
for the future because of that.
Yeah.
In Lucca, we have a special place that it's called Tissue Hub. I will elaborate a little bit better on that site after. But it's let's say product development center in
Hmm.
which we have a full converting line, a full size converting line, very similar to what you can find in any facility of our customers.
Yeah.
That is mostly meant to help and support the product development journey of our customers.
Yeah.
Then we have other two sites, one in North America. In that case, it's a customer care site. So we're handling service and spare parts for the assets we have in North America. And then now we are in the process to opening a third branch in Brazil for the South
Oh,
American market.
okay.
Uh, it will be the first production facility out from Lucca. It will be dedicated of making a very specific entry-level line
Yeah.
dedicated to the Brazilian market, let's say. And that's another big step following, of course, last investments in South America and the growth
Yeah.
in South America that is giving a testament to our customers that, of course, we want to be closer to them, to support them in many different ways.
Sure.
In North America, just to focus on North America, as I told you, is a customer care site. We recently transformed the Gambini America itself to be more focused on service and spare parts.
Hmm.
So in a sense, I'm supervising the activity there, but we have two main people in charge for handling the day-by-day work on
Okay.
both spare parts, logistics, and sales, and of course, service, sales, and activities in general. And then we added another resource for helping us to develop sales. It's a very young guy, but very experienced. It's called Alberto Carlini. I'm traveling with him right now to try to make him know the North American customers and the
Sure.
North American market itself. But he's a very smart guy, and I'm pretty sure that it will be a very, very good resource for sales support for all the customers
Hmm.
we have and all the people, all the potential ones in North America.
Yeah.
And everything started in 2013, in which we started to look at the North American market as a potential market to look closely after the expansion in Europe. Let's say the size of the two markets are mostly the same.
Sure.
So we wanted to be much more present in North America. That's why we started with having a salesperson dedicated to develop the market in North America, and then of course that led to creating the first let's say the first service team, and then that led in 2017 to open our own place in Green Bay,
Yeah.
in which, of course, we have service decks and, like I said,
Yes.
spare parts inside available for supporting the assets we have in place. Just to give
Yep.
you some numbers to make you understand who we are in North America. So we have mostly 35 lines installed
Okay.
plus integrations. Integration, it's a part of the company that it's still alive. We started as integrators. So when we're talking about integration, we're talking about integrating single units
Yeah.
in existing lines.
Yeah.
We started with that type of things, of jobs, but we think that of course now we are maintaining this know-how for two main reasons. One,
Sure.
it's a way to give to our customers with the current assets the possibility to upgrade those assets in the future with our innovations,
Yep.
and then of course to be able to help some of the customer that wants to make some updates on existing lines and are searching for a partner capable of handling that type of things.
Okay.
So we have also different types of integrations in different types of with different types of units and different types of lines
Yeah.
across North America. Of course, we have 10 customers. The most interesting thing is that, of course, we are receiving various repeat orders from those customers, and that's a good testament
Yes.
on the fact that the strategy and what we are doing there, it's highly appreciated from the North American people. And then we, of course, are offering service 24/7 from North America. We have very great resources in the North American team capable of handling any kind of issue or any kind of activity
Yep.
around the installation of a new converting line or an old one.
Sure.
And then, of course, we're growing fast because let's say in the last few years we were able to also make very big project, multi-lines project. That, of course, it's another good testament on the fact that we are doing the right thing there. And let's say the recent transformation of the of the branch of Gambini America itself, it's meant to give to the customer what they're continuously asking for us. In
Yeah.
North America, they're asking for support,
Hmm.
presence, local presence, to
Yep.
be much more close as possible to our customer, as much more quick as possible in responses on both spare parts and service. And that's what we want to do. So we
Sure.
want to continue to do that, investing more in those two main things, service and spare part, like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, that's the right strategy, Gianni. Thank you for that overview. That was really complete, and I think a lot of people are going to appreciate to know some. I appreciate your vulnerability to share your numbers like that, your turnover, and how many lines you have in the U.S. 35 was just about where I thought how many lines you had in the U.S. Um, and you're exactly right. The North American market is continuing to grow, and the thing I hear the most is good and bad. The customer will say, I don't get enough support from this company X, or there's not enough people that are able to come here on a fly to help me with this machine. The tribal knowledge in North America is still very, very young and growing and maturing. We just had a big exodus of retirees, for the baby boomers that are exiting the market. And there was a gap there during COVID where that information did not transition over to the next generation of paper makers or converters. And so the more expertise you have available to the market, the better. You said Gambini entered 2013 is really when North America, that's only 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That is so young and so new. So, and the paper market, the amount of converting machine makers or OEMs in that space is still relatively small.
Yeah.
There's still, an opportunity there. So
Yeah.
I would say Gambini came in right on time. So let's transition now. I know a lot of people know about your embossing.
Yeah.
Embossing, it seems to be your specialty. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more of that, 2 or 3 minutes on embossing?
Yeah, so I want to start with something that I think it's very interesting, talking about company, philosophy, and big milestone that we have reached recently. Um, so, in a sense, as you know, there are a lot of companies out there, and when a company grow like us, in a sense, you need to find your space, you need to find
Niche.
your niche, but also you need to find in a sense your mission and
Sure.
vision that needs to be clear, and of course needs to be diffused not only in customers but also inside. And I'm very proud to say that in the last years, thanks to one of our main technology, the air mill technology,
Yeah.
so-called wet embossing technology, I will talk to you a little bit more about that. But the idea is that we realized that the main thing that it's very critical and important for our customers, it's finished products.
Sure.
That's the idea. So when we realized that, we completely changed our way to see the industry, and how our company is interacting and deploying value to the industry. Coming from an era in which technology performances, finding a way to create the best product and with the highest level of automation as possible. We came from that era. I'm not saying that it's not important. Gambini technology and innovation, it's at high level, and of course also on the rewinding technology in a sense, so on the product technology. But we found out that, in a sense, day in, day out, our customers are using our lines to make products and to make new products.
Hmm.
So, thanks to that, we changed, in a sense, the way of seeing our company and the industry itself, trying to achieve this mission. We want to empower our customers to create new, unique products.
Yeah.
That's the way in which we are thinking about when we are selling a line to a customer. We
Yeah.
want on each single things that we are doing in terms of innovation, in terms of support, we want to help our customers to make the next best product
Yeah.
for that specific market or that specific customer.
Mhm.
That's the idea. And this, realizing this has changed everything internally. We have changed our way of thinking about the innovation. So in the innovation process, beside of course the machine itself, the technology, the automation behind that, the environmental sustainability, digitalization, and the value deployment itself, we decided to include in that process also this way of thinking about machines. So what we can do with that innovation
Yeah.
more
Mhm.
to create a better product for
Yeah.
the customer. That's the key of our company right now. And that's why we decided to invest in the tissue hub we have here.
Sure.
Tissue hub, it's a very, very special place. It's like I said, here in Lucca,
Yeah.
it's close to our production building, but far enough to ensure confidentiality.
Yes.
There, of course, like I said, customer can find a complete full width converting line with our latest technology, including our latest rewinder, high level rewinder, and the AirML2, plus, of course, our embossing technology. There is an internal lab to make analysis on the go on the products. We are collaborating with a laboratory here in Lucca to make certified analysis. But there, together with the innovation that we're doing on prototypes with the machine itself, with the units itself, we're also want to help customers in making new products. I think that the most important thing to say about the tissue hub, it's the value of the dedicated internal team that we dedicated to the line itself. It's a mix of two
Yeah.
main things: converting experts,
Mhm.
process converting experts, but also product development experts.
Sure.
So customers coming to us are finding different types of resources, helping them on different ways, but capable of understanding the basics
Yeah.
about product development. And that's very, very important for us. It's generated a lot of revenues coming from projects started at the tissue hub itself, but also giving us a lot of knowledge that then was used to make different things and, in a sense, unique things to propose to different customers. So that's the main thing that is now the fil rouge that is connecting everything we are doing in the industry, including North America.
Yeah.
Talking about specific, let's say, innovation, the key technologies that we're offering, in a sense, the first one, also the first historical one, it's the TouchMax. As you know, we started from developing embossers from the beginning of our history, as I explained, and that led in 2012 to launch in the market the TouchMax, the first turret style quick change system for changing the steer rolls on the go, the embossing steer rolls on the go. And this is still the let's say, one of the main things that we're always mentioning, because it is still a very important piece of what we are doing. And of course, then we apply the same technology to different levels of embossers. We expanded the TouchMax family in multiple ways. But nowadays, still, we're receiving feedbacks coming from the customers saying that the embossed product coming out from our embossers is still the best of the best.
Yeah.
And we're very proud to say that because it's like I said, it's a machine and a technology came from the beginning of our history,
Yeah.
but it's still a very important key element of what we are doing. And
Sure.
in that first technology, I think that we now can say that we were just mixing the two main things that we want to do. Of course, it's performances, it's automation, quality, safety, but the two things, like I said, product development. So thinking about to find a way with our innovation to
Yeah.
uh, improve the quality of
Sure.
our products, and
Yeah.
that's what TouchMax is doing for our customers. And then, of course, simplify the machine. So trying to be as much more simple as possible from the design of the machine to, of course, the other elements around that.
Yeah.
After the TouchMax, of course, with all the experiences that we have done in the embossing process, we led to a revolution in the market. In 2017, we launched this new technology that is called AirMill.
Yeah.
It's wet embossing technology. So we're always talking about embossing, but it's not anymore an embossing
Yeah.
process. In a sense, we are adding water to the sheets, and then we are embossing with heated steer rolls.
Interesting.
In
Okay.
this way, we are, in a sense, giving to the fibers with the water a little bit more, much more way to move. The fibers are a little bit more malleable. And then, of
Hmm.
course, we are plasticizing the embossing pattern on the steer rolls
Yeah.
on the sheet.
Yeah.
It's very similar in a sense to what is happening in some of the processes on the paper mill. And that's
Hmm.
why we're saying that the air mill is a sort of piece of paper mill inside converting.
Yeah.
And working on this is giving us as every day is a big discovery for us. One of the things that we are doing recently is this one. It's called CTAD. So
Yeah.
it's a comparable TAD or conventional TAD. So thanks to this technology and thanks to the fact that we can improve the specs of existing products made with conventional paper,
Yep.
we are able to be closer to the
Yeah.
super premium products
Yep.
in US in a much more sustainable way.
Sure.
Because we're using conventional paper in a sense. So
Yeah.
if you're making the math around the energy and the whole process, in a sense, we are also able to say that we are giving to the consumers and to our customers a product that it's consistently better, but it's also a much more sustainable
Yeah.
product to
Yeah.
produce. And that's one of the things that we're doing. But also, of course, the air mill technology can be applied to the bath tissue. In this case, of course, you can use the technology in many different ways, in a sense, but still you have many different potentials to make better bathroom tissue product,
Yeah.
but also much more sustainable product
Sure.
because thanks of the technology, you can also try to find a new balance with fibers. So
Yeah.
in the integrated process, customer that are currently using your mill are finding new recipes for the paper,
Yeah.
much more sustainable, but also delivering a product that it's consistently better on the
Hmm.
shelf compared to the other things. And that's why I was saying that from the year mill on, we have changed our mission in
Yeah.
the industry. We want with our technology to do these things. We want to
Sure.
help customers also on this portion of what they are doing because like uh, like I said, if you want to stay alive, even in our industry, you need to innovate.
Yeah.
Uh, and consumer wise and product wise, finished product wise, you need to continuously give to the consumers new unique products,
Sure.
and so that's what we are doing.
Yep.
That led also to Third key things that we launched in the market back in 2021, a new rewinding technology that, of course, it's again mixing all those things, but mostly it's a very simple rewinder that is capable of working with many different products with a variety of products from the basic ones to the super premium ones,
Yeah.
delivering the best quality in that portion of the products in which, of course, you need to make a super premium product. So all the things, especially in the rewinding process and the embossing process, needs to be perfect to be
Yeah.
able to deliver the and to maximize, in a sense, the quality of the paper coming from the paper mill.
Mhm.
Um, but also, of course, is able to help customer to deliver something consistently better in
Yeah.
terms of finished product for the customers. And so, as you can imagine, the combination of our embossing technology, the air mill technology, and the G1 technology now is able to be aligned to what we think that, of course, can be a very important differentiator for different types of customers worldwide.
Yeah.
And I think what is the key of the fact that, of course, were our, let's say, growth path was pretty quick and
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah.
But also on the other side, we're continuously receiving very good feedback coming from the customer
Mhm.
in relation to what we have done and what we are doing.
Yeah.
Of course, we are working on other very special project. I'm not saying anything more,
That'll
but
be part two. We'll do that next
for
week. Yeah.
exactly next step. But
Yeah.
for sure, those projects will respect what I've just said. So
Okay.
they will mix all the things, but including the fact that we're working to help to support customers on the finished product
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, as you were explaining all that, I was just thinking in my head, rattling off ideas, and I'm thinking about those customers that aren't blessed to have their own paper machine just yet, right? They don't have their paper machine, they don't have the ability to manipulate the paper, but on the converting machine that they get from a Gambini, they're able to diversify their product enough because the end user is constantly demanding, I mean, quick on the change product specs. And so to be able to mimic the TAD technology and not have a paper machine, but to be able to buy a virgin paper and transform it to have the TAD characteristics, that goes a long way. And I'm sure that's very appreciated in the market.
Yeah, it's a matter. It's always a matter of value deployment. No,
Yes.
in our innovation system, we're always thinking about the value deployment strategy. That's the
Yep.
center of
Yep.
our system, our internal system of innovating, and that's the idea. So, in even thinking about translating what we are doing through our customers and consumers, that's what we want to
Yeah.
do. No, so we want to
Yep.
support this to give to consumer, to us, to all of us,
Yeah.
something consistently better when they're going on the shelf buying a product, of course maintaining a price accessible to the
Yeah.
majority of us. That's the key.
That's the formula. Yeah. And the simplicity is the other key thing you mentioned in there. The simpler the machine is, the
Yeah,
less headaches the operators have, the converting superintendent. And the
yeah,
facility of the spare parts is the other thing that I keep hearing constantly is having the supply readily available for your customers. So hey,
yeah.
Gianni, this was very informative. I really thank you for taking the time. And I can feel and hear your passion for the tissue industry and for your customers
Thank
and
you.
for your company. I think that will relay and our audience will really appreciate your perspective. So I'm sure you will be at all the trade shows
Of
and
course, of
yep,
course, I will continue to travel in North America to be there as I did 8 years, like you said, and so we will try to grow again to respond to the needs of our customers. Like I said. We think that we have a pretty wide portfolio of machines, from away from home to consumer ones, but also in the two segments, we have a pretty wide portfolio, starting from
Yeah.
the entry level lines up to the top tier lines. So in
Yep.
a sense, looking to the North American market, we think that we can help all the different levels of customers out there, and of course, giving them something more aligned to what we're doing
Yeah.
on the key technology, but also on the standard lines. Of course, like I said, aligned to what I've just explained
Yeah.
and elaborate.
Yeah, and to our audience watching, reach out to Gianni. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you. Every month, Gambini will release a different press release on Tissue Online. Stay up to date, follow us, sign up for the newsletter. Johnny, thanks so much. We will see you part two when you're ready to release that new information that you were going to mention. Let's do another video together and we'll talk
Very
about
good.
it.
Very
Okay?
good. Brian, thank you for your time. Thank you for this great opportunity. And thank you to everyone watching this video. And like I said, let's continue to change the tissue industry, run one roll at a time, in a
Hey, that
sense.
was a good finish. I love that. Thanks, Johnny.
Bye-bye. Thank you.